It's Magnolia season, or as we used to say it in Atlanta when I lived there, Magnolia season. And I got beautiful magnolia this week from my friends at FernTrust. You know that they have over 127 different kinds of foliage. And all of the foliage that they have there is fabulous. It's fabulous foliage. And part of the reason behind that is their fern cool process. That fern cool process is a special technique, patented and secret, that they do to all the foliages that come there. So that's how I can have amazing magnolia like this here in Michigan because it came from the people at FernTrust. So I wanted to show you some of the cool things that they do with magnolia. We'll make a fun magnolia arrangement, and we're also going to talk about this stunning magnolia wreath. One of the things I think that people don't think enough about FernTrust is, of course, you can get bulk foliage from them. And obviously, it's the number one thought for leatherleaf. And so if you're looking for Florida foliage and Florida fern, that's where you would get it. But besides the bulk foliages, they also do custom wreaths and custom garlands. And you can go to ubloom.com and check out my videos there because we've done a lot of things with their custom garlands. And now that we're getting into garland season, there's some really cool things that you can do. We have done magnolia garlands with their magnolia that we took to P. Allen Smith's home and decorated there. Just amazing. And they can make them any size you want. They can make little ones to big, fat, huge ones that are just so full and lush. And again, just remembering that fabulous foliage from FernTrust is always treated with that fern cool process, and that's what makes it last so long. So obviously, I asked for some bulk bunches. So my friend Jana sent me these gorgeous, beautiful magnolia. And I just love the fact, look at how that velvety backside is such a contrast to the green front. And you can see that in the wreath too. Just look at the time and attention that they took to create this beautiful wreath. And it's just a stellar example. This is a beautiful time of year. You know, we are having an unseasonably warm fall here in Grand Rapids and loving every single second of it. But how stunning this wreath would be inside your home or outside. We have to be careful here because we get freezing temperatures outside, and that's not good for things like magnolia. But we can also hang this inside. And not only is it beautiful, and it's going to last a long time, but it's going to dry too. And it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful dried accent to our homes as well. So we're going to do something with that in just a little bit. But first of all, we're going to start with a beautiful arrangement with this magnolia. This is a bunch that I got from them, and this is their standard bunch, 5 stems in the bunch. So that's a lot of magnolia, and it's beautiful. And we're going to be using our dram cutters today. We'll be using the compact pruner as well as the bypass pruner. I like the compact pruner for cutting the rubber bands and getting those rubber bands cut. And I just want to make a pretty bouquet of magnolia for my living room, okay? Because we don't always need flowers. We can just have fabulous foliage in our home. And this time of year with the brown and green, it's just a beautiful classic accent. I did a wedding one time in Fremont, Nebraska when I lived there, and they had magnolia branches shipped up from their family farm in Georgia. And we placed them on the pews and on the altar, and garlands and wreaths and accents on everything. And it's just such a classic, timeless foliage, and it's absolutely beautiful. So we're going to create it in this beautiful, it looks like cut glass, but it's not. Okay, it's from our friends at Accent Decor. It's a pressed glass vase, but it looks like it's cut glass. It's a great classic shape. It's going to make a beautiful arrangement for us. I filled it with ice cold water. We're going to add a little bit of our Chrysler Professional 3 because that's going to help us make sure that it lasts as long as it possibly can. Here's another tip. Because there's a fuzzy texture to this magnolia, that means it's going to create bacteria faster inside that water. That's why we use the cold water. But we're also going to add a couple of our CVBN tablets, okay? Those little CVBN tablets that come like this, and they are a time-released chlorine that's going to help keep bacteria reduced inside there. And that's going to help make our foliage last longer. So we want to make sure that we do that as well. So now we've got these beautiful pieces of magnolia. And again, okay, so I'm going to strip off a little bit because I don't want it below the water line. Now, these are cool. I could certainly do something fun with those as well. The first thing that comes to mind is some of the things that we've shown you on Jay Schwanke's Life in Bloom, where we took a magnolia leaf like this and a gold writer and wrote a name and used it as a place setting. Wouldn't that be great to have a little place setting or a little place marker with that? Or write a little message, write a little note, send it to a friend. You could do that too. We could set these on a table with a votive. We can alternate so that we've got the brown and the green so that it is reminiscent of the beautiful wreath that we have too. So again, I'm going to put that in there because again, I want to make sure that those aren't below the water line. And we're just going to slip them down inside here. I want that one to stick in a little bit more. I don't want him to fall out. So there we go. Look at how pretty. This is just going to be a stunning accent in the living room. Now, I certainly could add flowers to this if I wanted to. I'm going to use one more bunch too. I've got one more bunch down here from another 5 stems. And again, I'm just peeling off a couple of those leaves that are going to set below that water line. I'm still back here. Okay, just so you know. All right, good, 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 good. All right, another one goes in there. We'll put another one on this side back here because we want to make sure this is beautiful all the way around, right? And so I'm going to see spots where I need one more. Needed one more right there. Right here on this side, I need one more. So we've got 10 stems of magnolia that have gone into this arrangement. Isn't that pretty? And it's long lasting. That's the other great part about this. It's going to last a long period of time because it's been treated again with that fern cool process. Now look at, I've got these little pieces left. So I myself could make a little garland around maybe some decorative accessories I have in the house. Maybe I want to do it that way. And so I'm just alternating these and going around my turntable, right? But look at how fun that is to just be able to do that. And it's just a super fun way to use up those extra leaves because they're so beautiful. Why would we not want to keep a few of those around? Set them around to make a little accent around the bottom of this vase. We could do that too. I just love the way that back side looks. So stunning. Just really, really, really fun to have those leaves there. Okay, so you can do lots of fun things with those. Again, we could write on them, make them a place card. We can scatter them on the table or have something fun like that. So now let's take a look at our wreath that we have back here. And the wreath is, you know, something that they do. There was, if you follow me on Facebook or follow Jay Schwanke's Life in Bloom, I shared a video of them making these wreaths at FernTrust. Follow FernTrust, FernTrust.com, and FernTrust on Facebook and FernTrust on Instagram. Okay, you can follow them in all 3 places and see some of the really cool things that they're doing. They're making some wreaths right now under their Color Fresh that are remarkable, and they make custom anything. If you have an idea for a wreath or an idea for a garland, call them and contact my friend Jana. Jana at FernTrust.com is her email. You can email right to her and she can give you a quote. She can tell you where they can ship it to, how they can get it to you, everything. You can find out all that information. And I think it's just such a great way for us to think about that. So they were showing how they made these wreaths online. And it's time consuming, sure, but they have some extremely talented individuals down there who are making these beautiful wreaths. Just look at how stunning that is. I mean, that's pretty impressive. And I think it's a really, really fun way for us to bring in the holidays. So if we wanted to add And you know what I would do with this, because I love the way that the wreath looks. I want to add an accent with ribbon that's not going to take away from the wreath. The last thing I want to do is start covering up my wreath with ribbon. Okay, but I love some interesting ribbon. So I love this one. Look at it, it's gold and it's got little ferns on it, and they're embroidered right into that. This is a ribbon from Reliant Ribbon, and it's embroidered right into that. And it's a gold coloration, and it's got a green marrowed edge. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a ribbon that's going to go on this. And so I'm going to use my scissors, and I'm going to need my bind wire. All right. So we're going to start here with the end. And you know what I think is so interesting about this is that we've got that pattern already on there. So I just want to fold under that edge. I'm not going to cut it away or anything. I just want to fold it so that it comes to a nice edge like that. And then we're going to make a bow. Now, obviously, if you don't know how to make a bow, we have videos on ubloom.com that show you how to make a bow. And the secret behind making a bow is putting it between your finger and your thumb. That was the way that I was taught. And so I want to have a nice streamer that's going to hang down. I'm going to go in between those little embroidered ferns and gather it up 2 fingers. We're going to make another loop. And again, if you want to learn how to make a bow, please go to ubloom.com. And I think we also have a fast link for it too. It's ubloom.com/make-a-bow. And you can watch me make a bow, and then you'll be able to do it over and over with me. I like making it too if you're going to practice with this marrowed edge, because a marrowed edged ribbon is, marrowed means that it has a wire in it. And so a wired edged ribbon is going to be much easier to work with and to rework with if you want to test it out. So what I'm going to do now is I want to make sure that I have 3 tails. So I'm going to gather up this ribbon, and I'm going to cut it again right here, straight across. So now look at, I'm going to have those 3 tails coming off the bottom. I've got 2 loops up here, and I've got another tail at the top. And if you wanted to, I had a friend I used to work with all the time, Gretchen, and she used to talk about having more than 1 loop at the top. So I can just grab in there and I can add 1 more tail in there pretty easily, like that. And then we're going to take our bind wire. And I like to use bind wire because it's going to allow me to cinch it up nice and tight. I'm going to put that right where I was grabbing it with my fingers, and I'm going to cinch it in there really tight and tie it off like that. My friend Sandy at Southern Sass wanted me to do more wreaths and show more things like this. So this is for you, Sandy. We're making more wreaths too. But so now I've got those little tails up here. And again, look at, because I have that marrowed edge, that wired edge in that ribbon, I can shape these loops so that it looks nice and full. It's just a great way for me to deal with that. And the other thing I want to do is I'm going to lay it down for half a sec so that I can fold over that edge. So I've got a nice pretty edge there on each one of those ribbons. It's pretty, should be pretty, should look nice. Make it nice, right? Make it look nice. So there we go. And then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to fold these under. That was the first one we started with. Here's the next one. We're just going to fold that under. And this one we're going to fold under here. Then what I'm going to do is I want to attach that to my wreath there. I don't want to put it up here because it's going to cover up too much of that. I'm going to put it down here at the bottom. Okay. And so what I'm going to do is I have my wreath. I'm going to lay it down on the table. I'm going to go in between these beautiful magnolias and around the back of the wreath. Just like that. twist it around there. Then I can check out these loops and make sure that everybody's looking perfect. This one is the longer one. I want that to be in the center there so that it kind of folds back over the middle. This guy comes here, and these hang down at the bottom. So then we've got that, and we can hang that. And then look at now all of that fern, all those beautiful fern embroideries look great, and they hang down in tails outside. So we could do two of those. We could put it on lampposts. We could put it on the front door. We can put it on the wall inside our house, whatever you want to do. If you didn't want to use ribbon, no worries. You don't have to use the ribbon. Okay, I'm just showing you different options that you can do. And that's the best part about it. The other thing I love to do is I love to use my Kreisel Professional Glory. Okay, this is another great product made by Kreisel. It's an anti-transparent, which means that it prevents things from evaporating moisture off their face quickly. So I could also mist this wreath. And I can do it with my Christmas tree. I can do it with any of the foliages that I have, because foliages are still going to transpire. And so by putting that on there, it's going to help seal them so that they'll last even longer. Okay? It's great because FernTrust is already ensuring that we're going to have great foliage, because they hand pick it every day with 11 different farmers farming those 127 different varieties and bringing them all together into one spot. But then also they're using that fern cool process to ensure that these last even longer. And I think it's wonderful. So whether you're making an arrangement like this, or whether you got a beautiful wreath that you're going to put on your front door or decorate your house for the holidays, FernTrust is your great answer. And remember that they will do custom work. So if you want something that is custom made, if you want made it out of different types of foliage, just contact Jen and she'll be able to set you up. So I hope you love this. I can't wait to put this up in the living room. I can't wait to get this on the wall for the holidays. And it's just a wonderful way for us to celebrate with Magnolia from FernTrust. Thanks. Until next time, keep having fun with flowers.